What's going on, guys? Anthony from Chronometer Check here, and today we have an unboxing and first impressions video of the Parnis Daytona Panda Chronograph. This is obviously an homage of the Rolex Daytona. It has some kind of pretty interesting features and specs for the price, which we're going to get into, but just a couple of things to note. Yes, this is one of my first videos in my war room, I guess you could say, where all the magic happens, and by the magic I mean just where I sleep and talk about watches. And yeah, this is my very humble studio. No, it's just my bedroom, guys. And yeah, very compact, very cramped. It has everything I need within arm's reach. Thus is New York City. And yeah, so back to the watch. So I've actually been going a little bit kind of panda crazy lately. So I don't know if you guys know, I picked up a couple of months ago the Orient Neo 70s chronograph. And it is a Panda dial, and I just absolutely loved it. I fell in love with it right away, and I just kind of got the itch to get more Panda. So I ended up actually also getting, and I don't usually do this, I don't usually wear two watches. I know Mark from Violent Watches does, but I also ended up getting the Alpha Daytona, which I also did an unboxing and first impressions video. So you could see I became a little bit obsessive, but for good reason. They are pretty awesome. They look amazing. And yeah, so with that said, let's get into the Parnis video. All right, so here we go, the Parnis Daytona. And this is actually my first time opening it, so this is my legit first impressions. Now I have owned a Parnis before. I had a Parnis Yachtmaster in rose gold. You could see the full unboxing and review of that also on the channel, but oh baby. Okay, so I actually did get this one from AliExpress this time. Now, the last time I ordered the Parnis Yachtmaster, I actually got it from the Parnis website, thinking I would get, some better quality control, and that wasn't the case. So this time I said, you know what, I'm just going to take the cheaper route, and I bought it on AliExpress. I will link it in the description below. And yeah, ooh, let's take a nice little look at that. Okay, interesting. So right away, I noticed the dial was literally the first thing that kind of popped out to me for some reason. It's a very matte dial, but almost glossy in a way. I don't really see a sunburst effect so far, but yeah, just very flat, but in a good way, right? And the bezel is ceramic, the glass is sapphire, so that's where the kind of good specs for the price come in. And it doesn't look like a super cheap Chinese watch, honestly. Interesting. The bracelet feels, I can already tell it feels kind of meh. A lot of people actually say really good things about this bracelet. I don't know yet if it's the same one as the one on the Parnis Yachtmaster. I wasn't too big of a fan of it. It seems very light and flimsy. It does look okay. It does have some polished and brushed links, and it looks fine. I just wasn't a fan of how it actually wore on the wrist. But yeah, it feels a lot lighter than I would have thought, which I am thinking that it partially has to do with the bracelet just not being that substantial. Sorry for my camera being out of focus, guys. Do apologize for that. But yeah, so the interesting thing about this watch, aside from the ceramic bezel and the sapphire crystal for being an under $100 watch, it is a chronograph, but it's actually a hybrid mechanical quartz movement, and it's actually a Seiko hybrid mechanical quartz movement, so that's pretty awesome. You do see the subdial at the 6 o'clock position, kind of ticking away like a quartz watch, but let's unscrew these pushers for the chronograph. So the interesting thing about the hybrid mechanical movement is you do have kind of the accuracy of quartz, but you also have the sweeping second hand on the chronograph like a mechanical watch. There we go. So it ticks 5 times a second. So it's not like, well, I'm not exactly sure the beats per hour, but yeah, 5 times a second. So it's not the smoothest sweep by any means of the imagination, but definitely, pretty smooth and not bad. And of course, the subdial doesn't sweep smoothly because there's the hybrid part of it. And of course, it does have other subdials as well. It has a 24-hour subdial on the right and a 60-minute subdial on the left. So that's pretty awesome because my Alpha Daytona, excuse me if you could hear the thunder right now, it is storming hard in New York. But anyway, the Alpha Daytona actually only has a 30-minute chronograph. So, there you go. You have another kind of win for the Parnis Daytona, and it looks really nice. Like, it looks absolutely beautiful. It definitely doesn't look like a whatever $90 watch or anything like that. I think at this point, honestly, I'm a little bit desensitized to just Panda in general. I'm a little bit Panda'd out, but I still really do love it. It looks like a really, really nice watch, and it's also relatively small. It's not a small watch, but let's break out the calipers actually. Okay, so 42 with the crown included. So it's about a 39mm watch, I believe, or a 40mm watch without the crown and everything. But of course, the pushers on the side and the crown do make it look like it wears a little bit bigger than it is. Now, no fancy, decoration on the movement or anything like that. We do have some inscription on the clasp, just saying Parnis, and it looks fine, whatever. I don't really care for the script of that, nor do I really care for the Parnis logo, but whatever. Honestly, it could be worse. I actually prefer the all text logo compared to the Alpha. I mean, it's not terrible, but I don't like the Alpha logo anyway. I'd rather have just the all text. But wow, I just realized this entire time, did not even peel off the crystal. But there, now you can really see the sapphire crystal in action. I'm not sure if it has any anti-reflective coating, but it looks good. It looks like it's, you definitely get a bit of the reflection. My light is over there to the left, my studio light, so there definitely is some reflection, but it's not that bad, honestly, especially compared to some other watches when I've tried to photograph them or whatever. But yeah, pretty interesting stuff. Honestly, I'm really happy with it. I did expect it to be a little bit bigger, so I'm actually really pleased with that because my sweet spot is about 39mm, and I think it's either 39 or 40. And yeah, I will have like more detailed kind of specs and more detailed thoughts and how it wears and everything in the full review, so you could check that out when it's up. And yeah, I just kind of wanted to unbox and kind of share this moment with you guys because I'm always pretty excited when I get a new watch. And yeah, just to show you guys what the experience is like. Anyway, guys, if you do want to check out the other Parnis video or the other Panda videos, I'll put those in the description. Thank you for all the support. Leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy the video. It just helps me get out there a little bit. You all know that by now. I don't need to say it. I don't know why I say it. I feel like it's just like a robotic thing to say. Subscribe if you do want to see more. I would really appreciate it. And thanks for watching.